Why couldn't Bron do that in them games?
Against which team? Against the Spurs?
Yeah. Why couldn't Bron?
Because in game 2, in the second quarter, he airballed a free throw. That's why.
Mars.
I'll never forget it. Man,
why he couldn't get 15 rebounds? What's wrong with the 15 rebounds?
Because Tim Duncan was eating up all the boards.
Oh,
Mars.
And he was a kid.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. When it comes down to a winner, you don't give a shit how you win. Ain't no such thing as you only won because of this.
Oh, yeah,
I don't give a damn if I won by 0.2 of a point. Nigga, I won. I'm a winner. You gotta be miserable. You a loser.
Michael went through a gauntlet in the East to get to the finals every year. So I don't care. Like people always bring up the finals opponents, but who he really played? Well, I mean, yeah, he played some good players. But
was up there
he had to play through a gauntlet in the East, and that's more than I can say for LeBron.
There you go, Pinch.
But I do think that the finals record, but the finals record thing is a little bit. It's a little bit messed up.
Bro.
I'm
LeBron ass played.
It's a little bit messed up.
And they smoked him. It is what it is, bro. He got smoked, but it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. Oh, who he played. I don't give a damn. Did you win or did you lose? Did he play the Spurs and lose? Yeah, now you're going to say the Spurs team was way better.
They were way better.
When?
Which Spurs team are we talking about?
Oh, no, about the second time.
2007.
Oh,
way
yeah,
better.
2007. Cool. I'm talking about.
That's for what it's worth. That 07 series was closer than people seem to remember. I'm not saying the Cavs were better or just as good, but that series was closer than people seem to remember.
I mean, not really, but
maybe they weren't threatening.
Those games were quite close.
Maybe they weren't threatening like George. So they were trying to help Bron.
I'm not saying they should have won the series. I'm not saying they should have won the
series. Kind of crazy.
What I am saying is those games weren't out of reach. That's
4-0 is crazy.
So you're saying they weren't blowouts.
So what you're saying is
what I'm saying is A, the Cavs probably shouldn't have been swept, and B, they were competitive in quite a few of those games.
So if they would have closed better,
or according to Robert Horry, it was Mike Brown's fault trying to run all the Spurs shit. That's what Robert Horry said. This man trying to run all the Spurs play against the Spurs.
that is what Robert Horry said.
That's kind of crazy.
I think there's a few things that go into it. I also think that because people didn't expect the Cavs to win, people just seem to just give LeBron a pass for playing badly, which I don't agree with. Like he still played poorly in that series, and I think that should be allowed to be acknowledged, despite the fact that you didn't expect them to win. Like we've seen LeBron go into series before, after, where we weren't expecting them to win, but he played well. 2017, for example, 2018, 2015, 07. He wasn't expected to win, but he didn't play well. I still should be able to acknowledge he didn't play well.
Mars, I got a question about that because Game 7, Lakers Celtics, Kobe didn't really play well, right?
Okay,
that's what I said.
Hold on, Kobe, he didn't play well, but you see the way he affected the game, getting 15 rebounds, playing,
got to the free throw line a lot in the fourth.
Why couldn't Bron do that in them games?
Against which team? Against the Spurs?
Yeah. Why couldn't Bron?
Because in game 2. In the second quarter, he airballed a free throw. That's why.
Mars.
I'll never forget it. Man,
why he couldn't get 15 rebounds? What's wrong with the 15 rebounds?
Because Tim Duncan was eating up all the boards.
Oh.
Mars.
And he was a fucking kid. Brian was
that
16.
When Kobe,
what was Magic? What was Magic when he won?
How old was Kobe?
Chill doing that Phil Jackson yoga.
How old was Kobe?
Wait a minute. Sound the horn.
How old was Kobe when he had 48 and 16 against the Kings?
He was 22.
How old was LeBron in the 07 finals?
He was 22. Okay, well, wait a minute. Wait, don't blink, Moss. Don't blink, Moss. The 48.
Oh, sorry for hydrating my eyes.
No, Moss. Please don't leave out the most important part. Why he was able to do that just in 48 and 16. Who was he running with again? I'm sorry.
You're gonna give Shaq credit for Kobe having that game?
Yeah, 25 and 10. Are you kidding me, Mars? Are you kidding me, Mars?
Yeah, but Kobe had 16 rebounds.
We're saying, are we saying Kobe had 14 and 16 because Shaq was his teammate?
He had a lot to do with him.
It didn't hurt.
100%.
He had 16 rebounds though.
Yes.
So every good game Kobe has is just going to be because he was next to Shaq.
Whoa. No, I'm not saying that part. No, I am not saying that. What I am saying, though, is if you are going to compare 22-year-old LeBron James and what he was running with 22-year-old Shaquille O'Neal. Is it not harder to get rebounds when Shaq's your teammate? Am I tripping?
Yes.
Actually, no. And the reason why it's not.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily. Okay. Hold on. Whoa. That is nerd talk.
Wait.
Go ahead, chill.
I just want to make sure that I'm not understanding. I want to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. So I'm 100% confident I heard Greg Popovich say to both Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili, quote, these two guys have their hands full with that guy underneath. You two got to get your ass in here and help us rebound. That's going on. So with that, what it has to do with the Kings is the Kings employed people to deal with Shaq, with fouls, with on the glass, which means that guys like Doug Christie, guys like Jason Williams, those guys are not going to be on the glass. That opens up the glass for guys like Kobe Bryant.
Chill. We just watched the game. They were doubling and triple teaming Kobe. What?
They were doubling, tripling him when he had the basketball, Ron. We're talking
he scored 48.
And we're talking about him getting on the glass. And wait a minute, it was Wait a minute, what are we talking about here?
We're talking about him scoring 48 points and grabbing 16 rebounds. We're talking about
the best game you've ever seen.
100%.
What?
My own
I'm
words.
gonna say this because of Shaq.
Shaq had something to do with that. 100%. Shaq being on the floor affected that.
But chill. Let's go back to
LeBron.
I'm not gonna. Mars, can you give me the rundown of LeBron's stats for those 4 games? I just want to make.
I want to say 22, 7, and 7. I'll check that.
Okay, I want to.
22, 7, and 7 is freaking unacceptable. Whether you a goddamn kid, whether you're a grown ass man.
You know it is. It is.
I was 76 points in game 1, yo.
So LeBron averaged 22 points, 7 rebounds, 6.8 assists,
shooting below 30%, right?
35.6% from the field, 20% from 3, 69% from the line. And we're just going to excuse that because he was 22.
Yeah, no, hold on. And when you shooting that shitty, you can't get more than 7 fucking rebounds.
Huh?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really care too much about the rebounds. I don't care.
Shit, I do because they win games. If the game's close,
that's fine. That's fine.
If I got 16 rebounds instead of 7, we probably win.
But I'm just tired of, like, for whatever reason, we can't talk about LeBron's performance, and it's just, he was young. It doesn't matter.
Yes, we can, Mars. We can do that. He wasn't good. Yes, I'm not arguing that point.
Jordan asked why LeBron couldn't do the other things. You said because he was 22.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Like that has nothing to do with because you're young. That has nothing to do with because you're young.
Okay. Yes, it does. Wait, okay. If I've never done something before, ever, I've never done something before, and I'm put on the stage to do something. Do you expect me to do it later on when I've actually had experience doing it, as I did the first time? Because last I checked, when Kobe Bryant showed up in the 2000 NBA Finals, he wasn't great. He was not, and he was a kid.
When he got intentionally injured?
That's not the point, Mars. He got intentionally injured. He wasn't intentionally injured. He wasn't intentionally injured in game 1. He wasn't intentionally injured in game 4.
Chill. This has nothing to do.
In game 5.
Chill. The injury just disappeared.
When they got
so because he wasn't intentionally injured in game 5, the injury just disappeared. He was healthy.
Well, he was.
Are we serious?
No, but hold on. No, hold on, because we're gonna get away from the main conversation.
This is disgusting.
For you to tell me a guy of LeBron's caliber in the finals can go 22, 7, and 7, and you're gonna say it's because he's young, that's crazy. Because for you to go 22, 7, and 7 and shoot 35%, you can't. And just hold on. No, it's not disgusting. Because just like Mars said, if those games are in reach, and you're going to get 22, 7, and 7. Motherfucker, you quit. That's what you did. You quit. You couldn't get more rebounds? You quit. That's fucking quitting.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's a loser, bro. You can't tell me that's not a loser.
I am telling you that.
I'm just saying LeBron played trash. That's all I'm saying.
And he wasn't good. I'm not arguing that.
That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is LeBron played trash. And you sit here and he was a kid. That's all I'm saying.
Can I make 3
You can't get more than 7 rebounds and you 6'9" and you shooting 35% from the field? Nigga, you quit. That's quitting.
Let me just say 3 things real quick.
No, it is not.
He had 8 rebounds in game 3. He had 8.
Using LeBron's stats in the finals.
35%.
What else are you doing? He was 39% in that game.
Okay,
Bro, what else are you doing?
I just
That's my question. Bro, I watched Kobe.
Hey, but Jordan, he was an elite defender at this moment in time.
Bro, I watched Kobe.
He wasn't yet?
Hold on. I watched
He hadn't
Kobe.
became an elite defender yet?
No.
Mars. I just watched Kobe go 3 for 14 in the first half. 3 for 14. He came out in the second half and shot 3 for 17. This motherfucker had 15 rebounds. What are we doing? Like, you know why? Because you understand urgency. You understand push them.
Because I'm not a kid anymore. Because I'm not a kid anymore.
Chill. This is why that logic doesn't count for me. I'm gonna tell you. Chill. I'm gonna tell you why I believe that that's not good logic. Because nobody said that in the Eastern Conference Finals when he averaged 26, 9, and almost 9 against the Pistons. Exactly my point, but you bigged him up though. But you bigged him up though. Hey, chill. When he gave Tayshaun Prince, Rasheed Wallace, Rip Hamilton, Chauncey Billups, NBA champions. No, when he gave them 48 in that crazy ass game, nobody said, "Oh my God, he's young. He shouldn't be doing this." No, we bigged him up. Now, this is in the series right before that. No, chill. You didn't say I don't expect him to do this. You bigged him up. So this is what I'm saying. In the series right before that, he didn't shoot 30%. He shot damn near 46, 48%. And he killed that team. So I'm saying you can't show me this.
We watched Michael Jordan score 60 at what age?
Hey, you can't show me this in the Eastern Conference Finals, chill, and then get to the finals and melt down, and then we can't say nothing about it. You just showed it to us. You just beat the big bad Pistons.
So 2 things. Number 1,
how old was Mike when he scored 63?
Hey, chill, he was 20. He was 22 when he did that, chill.
22, 23.
So fucking LeBron James in the finals can't get more than 22.7 rebounds.
Y'all got
Now, for what it's worth, he had 25 in game 2 and game 3.
I just want to let y'all know I'm watching this Kobe Bryant 48 points, 16 rebounds. Y'all wrong as hell for trying to gaslight Chill into saying he wasn't.
We just watched it on.
I'm watching it right now.
We just watched it on Throwback Thursday.
I'm watching it right now.
We just watched the game on Throwback Thursday last week. You can't tell us that we watched it.
I know how y'all watch. Y'all got
one eye on
weren't
you there?
22, 7, and 7 is crazy.
We just watched the game. What do you mean? You know how we watch? We sat there. Chill was there watching it with me and Big Ox.
I was not there. That's how there you were. You don't even know that I wasn't there.
You don't gotta be there. Me, Chill, and Big Ox just watched the game.
I was there too.
We just watched the game. Like you.
And I was physically
I'm
there.
trying to tell you right now that I just watched every single possession of Kobe Bryant in that game.
We watched the actual game. You just watched possessions for 5 minutes. We sat there for 2 hours and watched the game. We rewinded it. We were breaking the game down. We watched the game. I
don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, Ron. I don't know what to tell you, Ron. But Shaq made his life a lot easier in that game.
Of course he did. Of course he did. Of course. Anytime you play with a superstar, it makes your life easier. Of course.
First 10 buckets. That's all the point that I was making. The first 10 buckets that the first 10 points that he scored, it was single coverage on every single one.
What about the last 10? What about the last 10? What about in the fourth quarter when Shaq's big ass wasn't doing nothing? And Kobe Bryant scored the last Kobe Bryant scored the last 12, 14, 15 points? What about that?
He actually fouled out of the game. But let's get back to your point.
Hold on. Okay. When Shaq was not on the court though, Kobe's life was harder. But let me tell you that. And towards the end of the game, yes, Kobe was getting doubled, tripled. But that's not the whole game. So when you say 48 and 16, and Chill says yes because he had Shaquille O'Neal, yeah, the first 30 points count, yo. And of the first 30 points, when Shaq was on the court, he was not getting doubled and tripled like y'all saying he was.
Shaq is out there. It's kind of crazy, bro.
But it's interesting that one possession in the second quarter where Shaq's on the bench cheering Kobe on, he suddenly is getting double teamed. There's a single defender. Now talk about the rebounds. You say, Mars said, apparently for some reason, that it's harder to get rebounds when Shaquille O'Neal is your teammate. I completely disagree. They got 3 guys on Shaq, and Kobe just flies in for an offensive rebound. LeBron does not.
okay,
LeBron does
it's
not
what the
have
fuck they
that.
got to do with LeBron getting
22-7-7 in the finals? What the fuck they got to do with this? 22-7-7 is kind of crazy.
Now, I'm getting to you, Jordan. Hold on. 22-7. I keep hearing this.
Hold on. Let Chill talk. Let Chill talk, because he's been trying to get this off for like the last 10 minutes.
I've
Go
been
ahead,
trying to
Chill.
get this off for 20 minutes.
First of all, what Ron was talking about with Bryant and James, number one, with him being young. Yes, Ron. I 100% said that he was young, and I did not have them in the NBA championship. I looked at that game when he got busy. He was young. He was fantastic. He's on his way to doing something special. Just like Jordan, to your point, when Michael Jordan scored 63 against the Boston Celtics, that's the aha game. He's on his way to doing something special. I did not expect Michael Jordan to get past the Boston Celtics. And if he did, I wouldn't expect him to do something astronomical because he wasn't there yet. He was becoming that. So the same logic was going on with James. When he got past the Detroit Pistons, I wasn't like, yo, they winning the NBA championship. I was like, they got a gauntlet that they got to deal with the San Antonio Spurs. Did I expect him to play better against them? I 100% expected him to play better. But I also felt like he's on his way to being something special instead of, yo, you just suck. You're never going to get it done. No, I wasn't thinking about that at all.
That ain't even an argument, though.
Again, him being young, never being there matters, as opposed to Bryant being young in 2000 and never being there and having arguably the most dominant force in NBA history with him looks a lot different than what James had. It's not the same thing, Jordan. That's the point.
I understand that it's not the same thing.
And I understand.
All I'm saying is this, though.
And I understand. I 100% understand your logic about Bryant, because Jordan put together a really good piece about Bryant getting involved in the game in the 2010 NBA Finals, doing other stuff. I 100% get that. And the reason why I get that is off the strength that Bryant is in year 16. He thinks the game way differently. He's on a different space. He's in a different space at that point in his career. He recognizes that I can't just be a bucket getter in order for us to win. In fact, if I'm going to do that, we're going to lose. I'm 22 years old. This is how big my eyes are. I've never been to the NBA championship. I've never had this caliber of competition in front of me. And on top of this caliber of competition in front of me, I have to deal with what I have to deal with. And I got to do all the stuff that you expect him to do that Bryant did, who is much older and much more experienced. That's what I'm saying.
I understand that, Chill. I understand your point in that. I understand the whole young thing. All I'm saying is, I can't excuse 22-7-7 shooting 35% from the field.
Sure.
That's what he shot. And
35.6.
Okay, 36, but let's say 36%.
Let's round it up to 36.
Okay, I can't excuse the low numbers all across the board. Like, I can't excuse the low numbers all across the board. Like 22-7-7. Maybe he don't have the greatest shooting day.
Okay.
But you're 6'9". You can't get more than 10 rebounds. Like Mara said, the games are close. I guarantee you.
In game 4, they only lost by 1. That was it.
So if he get 4 more rebounds, we talking about Bron differently. That don't even be a blemish. Like, it's not like that. We wouldn't even have these conversations. 4 more rebounds, they possibly could win that game.
Could
you know, like how basketball
difference in the game, though? Could those 4 more rebounds had him?
4 more rebounds is always the difference in the game.
Yeah, it depends what rebounds are getting.
That part I don't know.
What you're taking away, I don't know. My point is solely LeBron played poorly in that series. For whatever reason, if you bring it up, it just gets brushed under the rug as he was young. And then we can't even talk about the fact that he played poorly or hold it against him because, they shouldn't have been there. But the reality is he was out there playing those games and played badly. I mean, the reason he played badly was in large part because of his flaws as a player. 22 or not, he had flaws as a player. And if we're going to talk about how great LeBron was, rightfully so, we should also be able to talk about his flaws. Now, Kobe Bryant was someone who had flaws as a young player, had flaws as an old player.
Yeah, a lot of flaws with the old player too, by the way. A lot of flaws.
Of course, had flaws. But Kobe Bryant also had a bunch of great games, a bunch of games where, to Jordan's point, he did the other stuff. Now, me personally, I'm not going to say I don't care too much about the rebounds, but
I care when you're shooting shitty. I do care when
that's fine. That's fine. And that's fine. I'm not with you. I'm not against you on that. I just don't agree with the idea that, yes, having Shaq makes your life easier. I don't think anyone's arguing against that. But Kobe, the reason Kobe was successful in that game against the Kings, the reason Kobe was successful against the Spurs routinely, a Spurs team that LeBron struggled against, was because of his skill set. Away from Shaq, the fact that he could shoot the basketball was a difference maker. We talk about LeBron drew all of these double teams, blah, blah, blah. It's because he couldn't shoot. He had to get downhill. Kobe could shoot. That's a big difference. If 22-year-old Kobe, so 01 Kobe, is transported onto the Cavs in 07 in the finals. I'm not saying put him on the team the whole year and see if they get to the finals. Maybe LeBron can do that and Kobe can't. You put him in that series in the finals, I can almost guarantee Kobe plays better than LeBron did at the same age.
I would say the same.
And I'm not saying he's better than 22-year-old LeBron. I'm not saying they win the series. I'm not saying any of that. You guys can make that own conclusion. Come to your own conclusion. What I am saying is quite simply, if 01 Kobe is just teleported onto the 07 Cavs for the finals against the Spurs, I'm fairly confident he plays better than LeBron did.
Me too.
That's it.
I'm fairly confident he gets more than 7 rebounds too, by the way.
Which is a fair statement. But Miles, my rebuttal to that is 2001 Kobe Bryant. You transport him up to 2007 and you put him on that Cavs team. Well, number one, I was playing in a different system. I'm playing in the triangle offense. I'm much smarter. I also have a guy in Shaquille O'Neal who I know how to play off of at that point in my career, as opposed to James, who was playing with the guys where the offense is built solely around James. That triangle offense is much more complex. It's much more of a thinking offense. With it being much more of a thinking offense, Bryant's IQ makes him, I think that just makes him way more advanced at that point in his career. So when he gets teleported into 2007 and he's playing on that 2007 team, well, he's a lot smarter as a player. And I think that that's largely due to one, him playing under the tutelage of Phil Jackson, which James did not have, him playing with Shaq, who he now knows how to play off of a big guy, knows how to relocate in double teams, knows how to dive in double teams, knows how to relocate, knows how to play in transition. All of these things matter when I'm playing in a better system with a better coach and I'm more mature, as opposed to James at 22 years old, who I'm not saying that we're putting this thing together with glue and tape. No, I'm not saying that, but I think that Bryant was in a much better situation in terms of tutelage and in terms of understanding the game. And I think he was a lot more advanced just from an IQ standpoint. As smart as James was, just from an IQ standpoint, I think he was much more advanced than James was.
I think a lot of people would disagree with you.
They wouldn't make the finals
IQ than LeBron.
If you take LeBron off.
Yeah, that's why. I don't know if you listened or not. I said
I did.
If you just put him on the finals team, not put him on the team for the whole year. I literally said that explicitly because I said maybe he doesn't make the finals with that team. I'm not here to discuss that. I literally addressed the point you just came in to talk about. But not sure many people would agree with you, Chill, about LeBron having a lower basketball IQ than Kobe. I'm actually here to listen to that. I think that's actually a fair point to say. But I think that just lends itself to why I think 22-year-old Kobe would do better in that situation. I think you're just explaining. I'm not saying you're not, but it sounds like you're just explaining reasons why Kobe would be better suited for that situation, which I'm all here for. I agree with. I'm not saying Kobe was better than LeBron or whatever, but his advantage is that he did
also don't think Kobe was better than LeBron either.
I'm not saying. I think that explains it. Like you might. Well, I think you're just explaining why.
I just made the argument of if he were to be better, this is why he would be better.
Okay. We're on relatively the same page.
I just made the argument for why I think.
Hold on.
I think it's more of a mindset, though, Chill. I think it's more of a mindset. I just think Kobe got a killer switch, and Bron maybe has a little bit of that killer switch, but Kobe's killer switch involved. Yeah, he got it for sure. But Kobe killer switch involves, I want to rip your heart out as bad as I can. Like, even though I'm shooting shitty, Kobe wants to shoot. Like, Kobe can shoot bad, but he's shooting so bad and he has so much love for the game that he wants to get every rebound so he can go shoot that motherfucker again. Really, shit, that's really what it is.
So much love for the game.
No. He got bro. Kobe got. If you watch Kobe, he really got like almost a sick mentality a little bit, bro. Like he can shoot bad. That's why a lot of times when you do see him shoot bad, he grab like scorers have that ability. Like sometimes they just want the ball bad, and he willing to go get that motherfucker no matter how bad he's shooting. That's just Kobe. Like, I
just think that, to your point,
that's why you can see that about him.
Number one, Mars, you guys are preaching to the choir when you talk about him with him playing badly. I'm at the forefront. I'm a James guy, and it was in 2011 where I was questioning: is this guy good enough? Can he get it done? Because this is the second time he had been there, and this is the second time that and this is the second time he had been there, and this is the second time that it was bad. And I was at the top of the mountain when it came to James. But what I saw in 2011, I start to question. I'm like, is he good enough? Can he really do it? Is he good enough to be a number one on an NBA championship team? I'm not sure of that. It wasn't until 2012 that I saw the maturation of him that I was like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. As opposed to what I saw in 2011. What I saw in 2007, again, I'm just thinking that's an anomaly. He's just a kid. He's gonna get better. what I'm going to see in the future is just going to be much better than this. What I saw in 2011 had me reconsidering it. Like, I don't know. Maybe this guy isn't what I think he is. Maybe he isn't as good as I think he is. 2012 changed that, though. No question about that. He did. No question about that. He did. But to Jordan's point, and I'm not going to dominate this, but to Jordan's point, in Bryant in 2016, I think that's the maturation of a player understanding that
year 16, year 16, year 16.
Year 16.
Oh, year 16, okay.
In order for us to get to where we're trying to go, I have to do something else, because what I'm doing right now, this is not going to work. And understanding that, because we got a lot of young players, and you've seen them, Jordan, because you coach young players that may have the talent, but they don't understand what it takes to get there.
Oh, absolutely. I teach that all the time, possession by possession. Like in a championship game, everything is a possession. Like, and that shit fucking matters. Like, not getting a rebound, like allowing an offensive rebound on a possession in a championship game is crazy. Like,
it's gonna come back to bite you.
And Kobe
just that way in
though.
year 16, though.
He was like that way his whole life, though. I think he was like
the
his
first
whole
championship, the second championship, the third championship. Kobe was still picking up full court, still a ferocious defender. I'm still trying to grab every single rebound. I'm trying, I'm still a killer. Like, that wasn't just a year 16 thing. He just happened to be off that game. So we highlight that a little
between
more.
Mentalities. Like, Kobe just has that bad. Like, I'm telling you, I don't know if y'all, Tia, you played on the East Coast. All scorers, they just want the damn ball. They willing to get that motherfucker I'm talking about good ones. I ain't talking about no motherfucker just run their mouth. I'm talking about a bona fide score. They want the ball. They willing to rebound for it. They willing to get up, pick up full court, try to get extra steal. They want the ball. That's just Kobe, bro. Like, and Bron is a little different. Like, not saying Bron ain't a killer, he's a killer, but it's different. Like, Bron can't shoot 3 for 17 and come out and still shoot it like he 1 for 1. Like, he just can't. That's all I'm saying.
But the difference with Ron is, Ron, that's where the maturation comes in, because we've seen Bryant shoot his guys out of games. We've seen that before. But
we've seen Kobe refuse to shoot in games.
We've also seen that too, Ross. Yes, we've seen him refuse to shoot. But with that being said,
badass point he was trying to prove.
I remember that was on a Sunday afternoon.
That's a badass point he was trying to prove.
He did it. He didn't do it once. He did it more than once.
Twice. Yeah, no, he did it twice.
He did it more than once. I remember that was a Sunday afternoon.
Tracy McGrady did the same shit too, though. Tracy McGrady did the same shit.
The point that I'm making, Ron. The point that I'm making, Ron, is when you are a killer. To your point, okay, there's different ways that I have to go about doing it. Like, okay, there might be a way where I might have to kill everybody in there. But then there might be a way where I'm gonna wait for you to leave. I'm here to get you. And instead of doing it in front of everybody, I'm gonna wait for you to leave. I'm gonna wait for you to get in your car, and I'm gonna follow you, and then I'm gonna deal with you. That's the maturation of Bryant, as opposed to just doing it in front of everybody and I'm gonna show everybody how awesome I am. Well, wait a minute. Okay, when you're a much better player, when you are that, when you're more mature, which if you guys don't know, go check out Drenchie's video when he breaks down Bryant getting double teamed, Bryant finding Pau Gasol diving to the basket, finding Derek Fisher on a skip pass with the ball being hot, because I don't have it going, right? I gotta, in order for us to win, I gotta do something else. I feel like that's always been, and that'll always be my logic when it comes to the maturation of Kobe Bryant.
No, that's a fact. No, that's what I say too about Kobe. I think that's probably one of the misunderstood things about his game. Yeah, he took a lot of badass shots, like egregious shots. Like Kobe did. To Mark's point, he had flaws earlier in his career. He had flaws later on in his career. Like, that's why I said the separator between him and Mike is Mike took bad shots too, not like Kobe though. Definitely not like Kobe. So
the ability to take bad shots as a regular diet is what I think makes you a playoff riser. Because in the playoffs, you're forced into taking bad shots. I want to introduce a few numbers into this because y'all been having a lot of y'all
fadeaways over 3 people. That's hard.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm here to add some context to your point. So in the 8 games without Shaquille O'Neal in 2000, 2001, Kobe Bryant averaged 32, 8, and 4. Pretty decent, right? I'll put some context. I'll put some context in that. Those 8 games were not against the best teams in the league by any means. I think the only contender you could argue he played against was Sacramento, and I think he scored 26. In 2000, 2001, against the Spurs, Kobe put up 38 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. So Greg Popovich didn't exactly have a great answer for Kobe Bryant. He averaged 16 makes on 32 attempts. So he was emptying the clip. So that kind of opens up the point to would that player go up against Greg Popovich's Spurs in 2006, 2007, and just dominate possessions and take every single shot available? And could Popovich really stop him? I don't know. It's also worth noting that, he put up 32, 43, and 38 against those teams. In 2006, 2007 against the Spurs. Now, this is Kobe in 2006, 2007, because we never got to see 01 Kobe against the 07 Spurs. This is not a 2K rating. In 07, Kobe averaged 33, 7, and 5 against the Spurs. So historically, I don't really see any evidence saying here at all that the Spurs had an answer for Kobe. I think the point here is floor raising versus ceiling raising. I think LeBron's the greatest floor raiser of all time. Him, Shaq, it's a debate. You could debate those two. I think Kobe is a ceiling raiser. Jokic could be up there too. I don't know.
Do you have a stat where Kobe has under 22 points or 22 points and he don't have that was amount of rebounds?
Well, that was the point but this is
possible.
But this is the point that I wanted to make, Jordan. Like those Spurs finals games against the Cavs were a crawl fest. Neither team, in 3 games of the 4 games, the Spurs won with 83 points. Do you remember the final scores?
This is why.
I knew Ron was coming with it.
This is why I can't give you.
The highest scoring game was game 2, where it was 92-103. That's the only time both teams broke 80 points.
And Penn, what's the point you're trying to make?
The point I'm trying to make is 22 feels like a really low number when you think about 30.
I'm about to give you some more context, Penn, because once again, this is why I'm saying that I understand that Brown was young. I understand he was 22. I understand that Spurs team was phenomenal. I also just want to bring I want to present this evidence to you guys. Because he played in a series before that against another phenomenal team in defense. Granted, they didn't have Ben Wallace. Okay, cool. So they weren't the team in the defense that they were when they won a championship, but they were still a really good team and a really good defender, a really good defense. Tayshaun Prince, Rasheed Wallace, Rip Hamilton, Chauncey Billups, still had those guys. Antonio McDyess in his latter years, but still. Penn, they lost the first 2 games, ironically by the same score, 76-79. Very low scoring games, right? The next game, the Cavaliers only scored 88 points. You know how much LeBron has? 32. The next game, the Cavaliers score 91 points. You know what LeBron does? LeBron has 25 points, 11 assists, 7 rebounds. Nobody said they were low. Nobody said the score was low. LeBron, it's no way that LeBron could score over 22. The next game, now they did score, and keep in mind they won these last 2 games. The Cavaliers went down 0-2. They won the next 2 games. Game 5, the series is tied 2-2. Game 5, now they did score a little bit more. They scored 109 points. They beat them 109-107, which these are close games, by the way. And LeBron is ironically playing better. In this game, 109 points. Guess how much LeBron scores? 48 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Yeah, and yes, Mars, it went in overtime. The next game, and they've won 3 games in a row, by the way, with LeBron scoring a majority of his team's points. Yep. The next game, they score 98 points. Win this game, obviously they go to the finals. How much does LeBron score? Well, this is the Boobie Gibson game. But to Jordan's point, LeBron only shot 11 shots. He went 3 for 11. He finished with 20 points. But to Jordan's point, aside from him getting 8 assists, he had 14 rebounds. So I'm saying we've seen him do everything that we're asking him to do in the finals. The series before against a team they may not have been as good as the Spurs.
Against the fucking Spurs.
They may not have been as good as the Spurs. The defense might not have been as ferocious, but we've seen LeBron go crazy the series before, and that's the only reason why I cannot give him a pass against the Spurs. That's it.
So Bron did that shit when it mattered.
Low scoring games and everything.
Against them, low scoring and everything. So he did it when it mattered. But all of a sudden against the Spurs, he don't understand. No, he fucking understood when he went 3 for 11 and did it. He understood it. He knew. But against the Spurs, I guess he just had a brain lapse.
Yeah, I'm not saying he quit. I'm just saying I think
That's
Bron was
quitting.
more.
That's quitting.
Yeah, I'm not. You got.
I don't know about the
I'm
quit
just saying.
part
Yeah,
either.
I'm
That's
just saying.
quitting, bro. How don't you
I'm
get
just
more
saying,
than 7 rebounds
I'm
in
just
close
saying Bron was
games?
flawed. I'm just saying Bron was flawed, and if we're gonna rightfully give him credit for what he did in the 07 playoffs, getting the Cavs to the finals, we have to also rightfully acknowledge he played poorly in the finals, and his flaws were the reason why he played poorly. You can't call him the best player in the world in 07. I'm talking for the people who do that. You can't say he's the best player in the world that year and then ignore how he played in the finals. That doesn't make sense. Okay. If Jokic, the best player in the world today, plays poorly in a series, rightfully so, he will get criticized. When we was having that 3-game stretch against the Thunder this year, we were all up here criticizing him, other than like Swiper. We were all up here criticizing him because he's the best player in the world. You can't call him the best player in the world. I'm talking to the Bron stands who do that, and then ignore how poorly he played in the finals. You're picking and choosing. It doesn't make sense. You can't have both. You can't be the best player in the world and then not be held to best player in the world standards. Pick one.
I will say though, the most impressive thing that throughout that whole season was LeBron's series against the Pistons. To me, the way he took over and dominated, and they're down 0-2, and all of a sudden I come back and win 4 games in a row. How it was 22 that year? Like it was nothing more fascinating.
Why didn't he just lay down like he did against the Spurs? Why didn't he just lay down against them?
I don't know, Jordan.
Mars, because he didn't quit. He wanted to win that bad. Jordan,
maybe the lights weren't as bright. I don't know.
Yeah, I have a question for Jordan and Mars. Were you underwhelmed by Shea's scoring in the finals this year?
I wasn't.
Did he score enough? Did he score enough for you?
I was underwhelmed by his overall finals performance.
Generally, I wasn't really underwhelmed at all. I mean,
I was saying it during the series that Shea was having games where the tunnel vision was bad. He was shot chucking.
Yeah.
He was refusing to get his teammates involved. I had issues with that.
Interesting. So we can agree LeBron's a way better defender in 07 than Shea. We can agree that he's a.
Yes, not really. Yeah. What evidence do you have? Okay, in the finals, what evidence do you have to say Bron was playing fucking defense? What evidence do you have to say that he was doing anything?
I'm not just going.
What evidence do you have to say he was doing anything?
Cool.
Throwback Thursday.
Okay.
So 07 finals.
So here's my point. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander this past year, the finals we just watched, where Shea's a bucket, he's a leading scorer in the league. Okay, and he went up against the Indiana Pacers, who are not anywhere close to the level of defense that the 07 Spurs really were. They're good defense. They're not the 07 Spurs. They don't have Tim Duncan in there. The game is totally different. Shea scored 26.4% of his team's offense. LeBron in 07 scored 27% of his team's offense. So if you're comparing it to Jokic, who scored 28.9% of his team's offense in the finals, in the 2023 finals, okay. I get it, but LeBron was 22. Because LeBron was 22, bro. I don't look.
If Shea didn't have J-Dub, he would score more.
If you believe, as many people did believe,
J-Dub makes it easier for him.
If you got hyped into thinking LeBron James was the best player in the world in 2007, I think what you're arguing is really floor raising versus ceiling raising, because LeBron was that level of floor raiser that he can get that team to the finals. But he did have holes in his game. That would be exploited by the fact that his coach is Mike Brown, and the coach you're going up against is Greg Popovich. No offense to Mike Brown, hell of a coach, good coach, got fired for a reason.
Greg Popovich
got fired for a reason, and he wasn't Phil Jackson. So I will say that a lot of things insulate you in big moments. One of the things that insulates you is having a teammate like Shaq. So shout outs to Kobe.
So why
that'll insulate you. The other thing that'll insulate you, is having a great coach, having veteran teammates. Okay.
Was Mike Brown not a great coach around before when they won 4 straight games?
When we saw LeBron, Mike Brown's a fine coach, man. Mike Brown's a fine coach. He's not on anybody's top 10 list unless you're related to Mike Brown.
But the coach has nothing to do with Bron doing what he did against the Spurs. That has nothing to do with Mike Brown.
Because when you have the personnel that the 07 Spurs did, you can point to and you can exploit gaps in LeBron's game, which we all agree existed
I do agree
time,
with that. I do agree with
and here's the thing. Michael Jordan had a lot of flaws in his game in 2000 when he was 22, when he was 23, 24. But unlike LeBron, he didn't get to walk through the Eastern Conference and make it to the finals, so those flaws could be exploited. I'm sorry to tell you, if Michael Jordan had made it to the finals in 86, somehow by some one miracle after another, he would have gotten swept too.
Only shooting
he got swept by the Celtics in 86.
Yeah, he did.
But to his
Which
point,
is
if
fine.
That's what I'm saying. If you'd made it through somehow, if let's say Larry Bird gets injured or something like this, just say you have a miracle run, right, where everybody gets injured and he gets swept. Maybe
the Houston Rockets would have smoked them.
I think
probably
they would.
so. But hold on. Why do y'all want to keep doing this shit? Because y'all purposely missing my point because y'all want to go.
Would MJ have played poorly in that series?
I don't
Hell
think
no.
MJ would have played
Hell
poorly.
no.
This is the point. It's not about them winning.
Yeah, like y'all want exactly. That's my point too. Like y'all want to get these sob ass stories for a big ass LeBron James.
This is the issue. It's not about the Cavs winning or losing.
27%,
it's about him playing well.
When you play, when you score 27% of your team's offense in the finals, even though you shot a poor percentage, both teams shot a poor percentage, Joe. The entire series was low scoring.
He didn't.
It was a grind. I remember that finals, and I don't think anyone in the world expected. I don't think anyone in the world with half a brain cell would have expected the Cavs to come out of that series with a win. That was just impossible. It was David versus Goliath.
It's not even about Penn. It's not about the win. It's about Braun basically doing nothing. That's what he did. He did nothing.
27% of your team's offense is nothing. Oh man,
36% on 22 points is nothing, and you know it's nothing.
When your team is scoring 75,
hold on, because I gotta
you motherfuckers want to talk about Allen Iverson doing this shit. Are you arguing that LeBron played well in that series?
No, I am not arguing that he played well. I am arguing that he did not deserve. He deserves a lot more respect than what you guys are doing right now.
For what?
You're acting like he dropped the ball completely, and he didn't. He didn't.
Yes,
the way
he
was
did. What are you talking about?
Do you think he played badly?
No, I don't think he played badly.
Okay. All right.
Hold it right there.
I don't think
the
he played great.
narcissist guy in the chat, to this idiot, this buffoon, who said no one says LeBron didn't play badly. There you go, you idiot. You said it was a straw man of me to act like no one says LeBron plays badly. There you go. Someone here just said LeBron didn't play badly. So go talk to me about how I'm straw manning the conversation when someone has just said the thing you said no one says. Is that good enough for you, Mr. Narcissist? Is that good enough? Is that good enough?
You big dumb buffoon.
Am I still straw manning? I just want to know.
Buffoonery.
Not only that.
Hold on, Mark. Because by the way, I wanted to address the coaching. I wanted to address the coaching part too. When I said that shit don't matter. Like, yes, obviously coaching matters, but what I'm saying is that shit don't got shit to do with LeBron James not fucking showing up to work. That shit don't got nothing to do with him what the fuck does coaching got to do with him getting more rebounds that he did the series before? He did the same shit the series before. He hit the switch and said, my team need me. Then he got to the finals and said, fuck it. I ain't playing. I'm gonna just do this shit and I'm gonna be shut.
This is what I push back.
That's called quitting. You are quitting on your team.
Or, and hear me out here, or maybe what you saw in the East Finals, maybe that's all I got.
Maybe he was burnt out.
Quit.
No, maybe he was dead.
So you quit. So you quit.
He didn't know left in the tank.
So you quit.
He didn't know what it took to play in the finals.
No. If you don't have no more, what does that mean?
2000.
If you don't have no more, what does that mean?
Have enough in the tank.
So maybe fill me out. Fill me for a second, Ron. Okay, so like I just said, what he did in the East Finals. You just told me, Jordan. What did you see from Michael Jordan in Game 2 against the Celtics?
63.
Okay. What did you see? What did you see in the elimination game?
Well, I think he had 18 or something like that.
19.
Did he
19?
quit? Did he quit in that game?
Hold on. What else did he do?
We don't get to the rebounds. Oh my God.
Hold on. What else did MJ do?
He had.
Let's see how many rebounds.
I think he had 18, 8, and 9 that game, something like that.
He had 10 rebounds, 9 assists.
Yeah.
But what is what? He fouled out.
Because he was trying. He was trying to play defense.
Right?
So LeBron is the only motherfucking GOAT who can go and get 22, 7, and 7, and y'all gonna say, nothing wrong with that. He was young. He was this. He was young. But all the other GOATs, that's what I said. Find me a game where Kobe shot horrible and didn't go crash the fucking glass unless he proved the point.
Like LeBron didn't try in the finals is crazy.
I don't agree with that. I'm just saying he played back.
Second of all, I think y'all to the people in the chat.
That's fucking quitting, bro.
To the people in the chat who remember.
That's why Braun was getting that talk. That's why Braun was getting that hate that he was getting until he won the chip. That's what they were saying about LeBron. And that's when it started. I'm gonna be real. That's when it started in that series.
Mother
against
Teresa and Martin Luther King get hate too. I don't give a shit about people getting hate. What I'm trying to tell you is that to go through at that age, and we can all agree, the only reason they were even remotely in the conversation for #1 seed. So he put in all the work all season, had a great season, a season where he was in MVP talks at the age of 22. Okay, not something Kobe was doing at 22. By the way, if you want to compare, you go through the first round, you sweep. Okay,
Kobe against the Jazz 09, 21% from the field, only had 7 rebounds. They lost.
Boom.
No,
There you go.
wait, Mars.
How many minutes did he play? How many minutes did he play?
43 minutes.
Oh,
18 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists.
He did that. He did that for a game or a series.
That's a championship run, by the way.
Hold on. He did that for a game or a series.
That's a game. What game is this?
Yeah, it is. Well, go ahead. What did he do for the series?
So
and don't leave out. So
what did he do for the series?
I don't think he shot that poorly for the whole series.
What did you fucking do then? What did you do the game? No, obviously I meant the series. I said 22-7-7. I said 22-7-7. Bron didn't do that every game. He didn't do 22-7-7
rebounds. That's what you said.
I meant series, Mars. Bron obviously didn't do that every game. Every game he
obviously
had
didn't 8 rebounds that one game.
he went up against.
Yeah, I'm talking about for a series.
Now I have to find a series where he averaged that low of points.
You not.
Yeah, he doesn't have that. Man.
I know. I saw.
You not.
I might have
I do know that for a fact. I know I saw.
You ain't got shit.
Against the Thunder in 2010. 23 points a game.
Don't get the motherfucker when he
23
towards
points a
Achilles.
game.
Not when he
4
towards Achilles.
rebounds, 4 assists.
What did he do? Mars? What else did he do that
4 and 4 on 41%.
What did he do that series?
For 3 more years.
23, 4 and 4 on
41%. 3 more years. And Ron, please don't leave out the 4 for 20 game against the Indiana Pacers. These many rebounds. I just want to put that out there, Ron.
What, for Kobe?
Yeah, and they lose by 30. The second
Everybody quit on that
What year is
motherfucker.
this? What year is this?
In 2000 when they won the NBA championship.
Yeah. Hey, chill. It sounds like everybody quit on that motherfucking team.
Chill, what game was that?
Let me tell you what happened, Jordan. They thought that Indiana was going to lay down. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Game 5,
you can do it for
3-1. They thought that Indiana was going to lay down. They went in there and Indiana whooped the shit out of them.
Yeah, chill. Obviously, you're talking about one game. Mars, I need to go do some research on that Thunder series because ain't no way Kobe did 23, 4 and 4. No motherfucker, that's fake. If Kobe did 23, 4 and 4,
you can't even use the defensive argument because he had Metta World Peace guarding KD.
Hold on, Mars. By the way, if Kobe did 23, 4 and 4, his ass quit too. I don't give a shit who it is.
04 finals, Kobe was 22, 3 and 4. 04 finals, 23, 4, 2 and 3.
That's when they lost to the when they lost to the Pistons.
Yeah, and they lost in 5 games. 22 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 38% from the field. Kobe did the same shit.
Mars, don't leave out Mars. Please don't leave out Mars. The last 3.
Okay, I'm just saying. I can find
3 of the last 4 games.
This is what this.
Not give me a series with Mike. Nigga, we making a GOAT comparison.
I don't know if Mike's even had a series where he
Hey, Mars, I bet you can't give me a series with Kareem.
You could probably give a series.
You damn me to find a series where Kareem ain't rebounding?
That's why.
That's why
Mike.
Younger
Kareem.
That's
why
we got 15 minutes, Ron.
70s, not 80s.
We gonna skip that. We saving
Mars.
That's kill. That's why MJ the one right there. He don't
back pain and knee pain.
But all right, so Chill is right. We do got to get to these super chats.
It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way.